In the midst of training for my first marathon, I felt like I was losing my mind using the same pair of shoes for every single session. I thought, surely it's better to have a few different pairs to use during the week. And here is where I started to learn about having a shoe rotation. Today, I'm going to share my journey to building my first ever shoe rotation and my current rotation I'm using to train for the Tokyo Marathon. Let's get into it. So my scavenger hunt began, and the biggest problem that I face as a runner, finding shoes that actually fit my orthotic in them. As a result, this required me to do a lot of my initial shoe shopping after completing my first marathon in person. And it was the only way that I could confirm that one, the shoes would fit my foot in the first place, and two, to ensure that it could actually accommodate my orthotic into it. And in my experience so far shopping for a range of different shoes now, found that most of them do seem to accommodate the orthotic. However, do have some issues from time to time with the tempo and race day shoes, which usually have the insole in the shoe actually glued down with a little bit of glue. Luckily though, they could be removed quite easily with a little bit of effort, and for your everyday kind of training shoes, found that more often than not, they could actually just pull the entire insole out with no problems at all. So when finally doing shopping for my second ever marathon, the Ballarat Marathon, decided on two purchases here, the Puma Magnify Nitro 2s and the Hoka Rocket X2s. Conveniently, I have done a review on both of those shoes on the channel, which you can check out. The reason for buying the Puma Magnify Nitro 2s was to have a max cushioned, lighter, comfortable shoe I could use for a majority of my easy runs throughout the week and to get me through those brutal long runs on the weekend. As for the Hokas, wanted to run my second marathon in carbon plated shoes. Finding these fitted my foot the best and was able to accommodate my orthotics with ease. Not only did I use these for my second marathon, but also for a majority of my quality sessions during the training block. So this actually impacted on the longevity of the shoes and being able to use them after running my second marathon. To complete this shoe rotation, I did use my two pairs of Asics Nimbus 25s for the rest of my easy runs throughout the week. For my third marathon, which was Chicago last year, decided to add another 3 shoes into the rotation here. The Asics Nimbus 26s, the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Flash, and the New Balance SC Elite V4s. I purchased the Nimbus 26s to again consume a lot of those easy miles throughout the weeks, finding that my 2 pairs of the Nimbus 25s were pretty much on their end of life point, and my magnified Nitro 2s were closing in on that after being used primarily for all of my second marathon training. The SC Elite V4 was actually my race shoe for Chicago, using it quite sparingly in the lead up to the marathon itself, probably only taking it out for one semi-long run and a couple of quality sessions to make sure the shoe was actually good enough for me to use. I intended to use the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Flash shoes as my quality session shoe. However, ran into an issue with rubbing on the top of my foot, finding that both my orthotic was slipping all over the place, and no matter how tight or loose that I tried to get the Mizunos on, found they were rubbing insanely hard on the metatarsals on the top of my foot. And this is where I made one of my mistakes as a runner, purchasing the Mizunos online when they were discounted, finding that they just didn't accommodate my foot as well as my orthotics the way that I needed to and for the purpose that I actually got them for. So for Chicago, ended up using my Hoka Rocket X2s again for all of my quality sessions, finding that my Hokas now have hit almost 400 kilometers and just don't have enough oomph in them to see out another race. During the block, as I also started to put more kilometers and miles into my Magnify Nitro 2s, did pick up a pair of Adidas Supernova Risers to accommodate those additional miles that I put in my training plan. You can also watch my review on the Supernova Risers with the video card above. So after running 3 marathons, having experience running in different brands, how they accommodated my foot as well as my orthotic, I started to plan my Tokyo Marathon shoe rotation, finding that I was at the point where One, I wasn't too happy with the SC Elite V4s as my race shoe, and two, finding the previous shoes that I'd purchased in my other shoe rotations were nearing their end of life as well. So without further ado, here is my current Tokyo Marathon shoe rotation. First shoe in the rotation are my Asics Nimbus 26s. So again, carried these through since using them for the Chicago Marathon build. I think I'm nearing around 600 kilometers in these, and they don't feel as springy as what they usually are when you first purchase them, but again, such a reliable shoe for a majority of my long runs for the Tokyo build, and just on those days where I've got an easy run scheduled and need something that can provide that cushioning and support for my feet. Second shoe in the rotation are the Asics Nova Blast 4s. Again, just wanted an additional pair of shoes to consume a lot of those easy miles during the week. I do love the stack height in these shoes, and I think I'm closing in on about 400 Ks almost in them, and have used these for a variety of different runs during the week, from my easy recovery runs on the Monday through to my midweek and Saturday long runs as well. Haven't quite used these for a quality run, but I do feel like if worse came to worse and for some reason didn't have a pair of carbon plated shoes, feels like these would do quite a good job as an interim if ever I needed to mix them up or just wanted a break from the carbon plates. Third shoe are the Asics Super Blast 2s, and again, it's kind of a pinch me moment to actually hold a pair of these after I was trying to get some for so long. So very grateful to be in the position to do so. Using these primarily for my long runs each week, so on the Wednesday and the Saturday. The race foam in the midsole of the shoes really does make a difference, and I feel like if I get to the point in my later parts of my Tokyo Marathon build, I feel like I could go out and run marathon pace efforts in these with no hassles or problems at all. Such a fun shoe to run in, and know that I'll definitely want these in my shoe rotations going forward in the future. Last on the list are my Asics Magic Speed 4s. Using these for all of my quality sessions for the Tokyo Marathon build. So doing my 8x800 meter repeat, 4x1 mile repeats, and my tempo runs in these each week. I'm a big fan of having the carbon plate in these shoes for my training, and just find that the additional stack height, I think these are almost 40 millimeters as well, just provides so much comfort. And I feel like these are a big reason why my shin splints have been very manageable for the Tokyo block. Feeling like I've got not only the comfort and the support, but the ability to really run at my own paces without feeling like these are affecting any hotspots that usually blow up after multiple weeks of running, and just generally are a good shoe to have in the rotation. I sit here now, and the only real last shoe category that I need to tick in this video is my race day shoe. And at the moment, I'm still in two minds. Personally, I don't feel like I want to run in the SC Elite V4s again, feeling like they weren't aggressive enough of a shoe for me to enjoy a marathon where I'm wanting to go for another personal best. But at the moment, and it's weird to say this, but I'm actually leaning towards using a new pair of the Magic Speed 4s. Reason why this shoe is coming to the top of my mind is arguably it's one of the best shoes that I've ran in personally. Not only does it accommodate my orthotic, but I have found there's been no real niggles or issues that have come about after using this shoe. I also feel like this is a shoe that can last the marathon distance, being in very similar stack heights to the Super Blast 2s here. I am in another mindset on purchasing the Asics Metaspeed Sky series, I believe the ones that I want to get. Biggest issue is not having them in my shoe size at the moment to actually purchase and try, and yeah, biggest issue is knowing that for race shoes, which usually do run a bit of a heftier price, feel like I need to actually go in to try them and know that I could pull out the insole to fit my orthotic in for race day. You would be surprised though that this entire shoe rotation, including the Nimbus 26s, I purchased all of these online, and I feel like this was the benefit of using Asics when training for my first marathon, but also being able to use the Nimbus 26s during Chicago, and understand that for this entire time, all of the ASICS models that I've purchased so far fit true to size for my 10.5 US sized foot. So there we have it, friends, my current shoe rotation for the 2025 Tokyo Marathon, hoping to finally lock in a race day soon, as race day is just over a month away now. If you liked this video and are keen on learning a bit more about shoe rotations and building them, you may like my video that I've done on how to build your own shoe rotation here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Leave a like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you're keen for more content like this. I'm Jack, and I'll see you next time. Catch up.